Game that Djonai Carrington had circled on her calendar and wanted the world to see happen tonight. And how did it turn out? Caitlin Clark had 37 points, 10 assists, 8 threes, and we got this lovely reaction. But I want to point out something that happened in the game. Some of the Chicago Sky, including Djonai Carrington, to me, were looking for a fight this game. And Caitlin, instead of talking about it in the media, just did it with her basketball skills, and this is one of the plays that happened.
Indiana can regain the lead. Clark, another step back three. Yes. And a little bit of passion afterwards. You love it. This is...
So Djonai purposely runs into Clark, and then Clark just waves her off. You can tell that Clark was just over that storyline and with that rivalry.
What if the biggest story from Caitlin Clark's latest game isn't the 37 points, 10 assists, or 8 three-pointers, but what happened to her while she was trying to score them? New footage has fans focusing on Clark's arm, where visible marks appear to show just how physical the defense around her has become. The bigger question is why so much of that contact seemed to go unnoticed during the game. Clark didn't spend the night arguing with defenders or letting the moment distract her. Instead, she answered with her play, knocking down huge shots and turning the tension into fuel. But once the game ended and the footage started spreading, fans began asking whether this was simply normal WNBA physicality or whether Clark is being allowed to take far more punishment than she should. And that question becomes even more interesting when you look at what the numbers say.
Took the ref 30 business days to call this foul on Caitlin Clark. But of course they want to demonize Clark and be like, she was overreacting. She's the most fouled player in the league. What are we doing? Why was the whistle not blown right here? Grabbing her, blow the fucking whistle, man. And then she had to do all this again to finally put her hand up. Like, what are we doing, man? Enrique's ugly ass falling down all over the place, foul call. You look at Asia Wilson, foul call, but it takes the ref looking direct. Look!
The footage gets even more interesting when you slow down the possessions people are talking about. Clark is constantly moving, changing direction, creating space, and forcing defenders to react in seconds. But several clips appear to show hands on her arms, bodies making heavy contact, and defenders staying attached well after the initial move. Not every collision is automatically a foul, and there's no way to determine intent from a replay alone. Still, when the same type of contact keeps appearing throughout a game, fans naturally start questioning the officiating standard. Clark has also developed a reputation for playing through physical defense rather than stopping to complain after every collision. That toughness may be part of why some moments barely registered during live action. But once viewers watch them frame by frame, the picture can look very different. And there's one number that makes this debate much harder to dismiss.
Why is her hand not up? Takes the ref 30 business days to call this. But let's demonize Clark. No, all these players fear Caitlin Clark. They fear for their lives when this woman is on the court and they have to hack her, tackle her. I done see some tackle Clark in this game and everything because she's the 11th best guard and we're going to guard her this way though. Like, you guys are fucking ridiculous, man. It's like the refs just want Clark to get beat up and hacked. These people just want her to just play through it. And it's like, it's not part of the game to get fouled and have to play through it.
That number is Caitlin Clark's free throw total, and it has become one of the biggest talking points surrounding this entire debate. The transcript points to just 8 non-technical free throws across her last 12 quarters of play, a stretch covering roughly 3 games. On its own, that statistic doesn't prove that officials are deliberately ignoring contact, because free throw attempts can change based on shot selection, defensive schemes, and game situations. But when viewers compare the number with the physical plays being circulated online, it creates an obvious question. If Clark is constantly attacking, creating separation, and absorbing contact, why isn't more of that contact resulting in trips to the line? That's where the conversation moves beyond one controversial possession and starts becoming a discussion about consistency. And the next part is where the footage gets especially difficult to ignore.
About to show you 10 missed calls last game. That Caitlin Clark got fouled and the ref never called it. There's a moving screen. She's moving all over the place. Hits her with the shoulder, like always. Look at this. Fouls her, holding her, and fouls the crap out of her. No foul. Look at this. She got fouled the whole game. They didn't call this a foul. Look at this one. Like, her body's all over her. How is that not a foul? Look at this one. Cardosa swipes her once, twice, just tries to grab her.
Several clips circulating among fans show Clark appearing to get bumped, held, or contacted while trying to move through traffic. In one sequence, the defender appears to maintain contact around Clark's upper body while she gets into her shooting motion. In another, Clark is grabbed as she tries to create space. These plays should still be judged under the actual rules rather than by internet reactions, because slow-motion footage can make ordinary basketball contact look much more dramatic. But the sheer number of clips has created a larger conversation about how Clark is being defended. The most important point is that Clark hasn't responded by backing away. She continues attacking, shooting, and creating opportunities for teammates. In fact, the more physical the game becomes, the more determined she often looks to stay aggressive. Then came a moment involving an opponent that pushed the controversy to another level.
After she intentionally pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye, you can see here, she misses the ball with an open palm and then hones it into this little sharp, pointy hand and jabs it right into her eyeball. One more time, right in the eye. And believe it or not, she didn't even get a foul for this. It was so intense as well that as the game progressed, you could tell she was getting a black eye just from the hit. There is no doubt in my mind that what this WNBA player did was 100% intentional, and honestly, I think it should have a huge suspension.
One of the most discussed incidents involves contact near Clark's face, with footage appearing to show an opponent's hand making contact around her eye area. Online reactions quickly escalated, with some fans demanding serious punishment and others arguing that the play should be viewed within the normal chaos of basketball rather than assuming intent. That distinction matters. A replay can show exactly where contact happened, but it cannot automatically tell us what a player intended. What it can do is raise legitimate questions about whether the officials saw enough to make the correct call in real time. And because Clark has already been involved in previous physical moments that went viral, every new clip is now being examined under a microscope. That history is a major reason this latest footage exploded so quickly.
This wasn't called a foul. This wasn't called a flagrant foul. There was no whistle blown on this play. This play never went under review. This play has absolutely nothing to do with basketball. As you can see, the ball is all the way over there. This is just someone getting mauled. The WNBA is stupid and is not a serious organization.
While the debate over physical defense continues, Caitlin Clark is quietly putting together numbers that are becoming almost impossible to ignore. The viral statistic claims Clark now has 5 career games with at least 30 points and 10 assists, while the rest of WNBA history combined has 4. That is an incredible comparison, especially considering how much defensive attention she receives every night. Reaching 30 points already requires a huge offensive performance, but adding 10 assists means she is also controlling the game as a playmaker. That combination explains why teams constantly try to disrupt her rhythm. But despite all that attention, Clark continues finding ways to produce.
These are plays we've seen from Djonai.
These are the plays. Look. Yanking her hair down. Oh, that's a basketball play, y'all. And tell me if you notice a common denominator. Look. Basketball play, look. Basketball play. I didn't know you can rip somebody's hair out. That's a basketball. Look. Ankle injury. That's a basketball play, y'all. Look, poke right in the eye. It's not this many basketball plays in the world. There's not this many coincidences in the world. She went up like this and came down like this and poked an eye.
And in the latest matchup, she answered all of that pressure with 37 points, 10 assists, and 8 three-pointers. Instead of allowing the physical battles to become the main story, Clark turned her performance into the response. Every big shot seemed to raise the intensity even higher, especially when she celebrated after knocking down a crucial 3. She didn't need a long argument with defenders or a dramatic explanation afterward. Her numbers said enough. The more teams try to make her uncomfortable, the more determined she appears to attack. And that is exactly why this controversy continues to attract so much attention.
Caitlin Clark now has more 30-point, 10-assist games in her career, with 5, than the rest of the WNBA has combined in league history. Let that sink in. I'm going to have a sip of coffee while that sinks in. Yeah. Yeah. By herself, she's got more 30-point 10-assist games by herself than the entire league combined. Entire league history.
At the end of the day, one viral clip cannot prove that every hard foul against Clark is intentional, and it would be unfair to label an entire league based on a few controversial plays. But the combination of physical contact, limited free throw opportunities, and Clark's historic production is creating a conversation that is becoming harder to ignore. She keeps getting knocked around.
So, look at this. This is where you're like, this is loser shit. Oh, I'm going to pretend to flop. Djonai just shoved Caitlin. She literally just walked into Caitlin and shoved her. Caitlin dribbled the ball and she just shoved her. And she just goes that. Caitlin didn't even throw her head back. And then waits for Caitlin, like, starts shit talking, throws her head back. Caitlin doesn't see her, and then goes and does it again. Like, that is the most loser shit ever. That is the most loser shit ever. Like, and the worst part is that Djonai checked into the game while Caitlin Clark was while Caitlin was on the bench, and Djonai started off really well. Really well, Djonai started. As soon as Caitlin Clark
keeps getting back up and keeps producing at an extraordinary level. Now the bigger question is whether the officiating conversation changes before another incident takes over the headlines. Because if Clark continues answering every challenge with performances like this, the controversy may only get louder, and her record book may keep getting bigger.